Okay, so today in the quest to make you a better dungeon master, we are going to discuss cursed items and some just extremely dangerous items that you definitely don't want to mishandle. Cursed items are basically, they are usually really rather fancy items that they have, precious metals all over them and jewelry all over them. And they will, they're designed in such a manner that the people who put the beings who put the curse on them want you to pick them up. So they look really fancy and they look really valuable. And in truth, they are valuable, but only after a cleric spell called Uncurse is cast on them. Because at least when we played it way previous to now, when Uncurse was cast on a cursed item, it broke. And it just became its very valuable bits and pieces of gold and jewelry and whatnot that had been on it just shattered off of it completely, to the point that you now have a lot of valuable metals and jewels, basically. I mean, these things completely break to the point of just shattering everywhere, and you just have a lot of valuable metal and jewelry. So, without further ado, the trickiest of the cursed items, because what is a dungeon but a miserable pile of secrets? And what is the trickiest of secrets but a treasure that destroys you by you picking it up? The Goblet of Drunkenness. Anything poured into it turns into alcohol. Even alcohol turns into alcohol. And once you start drinking it, you can't stop. Even if you filled it up to the point that drinking that much alcohol would kill you, you can't stop without passing a willpower save. I think. I can't really remember exactly how that works. I'm pretty sure you do get a willpower save. If in doubt, as a good rule of thumb, just house rule optional, give them a willpower save, because a lot of these items can just kill the player outright if they're not handled correctly by the the Hat of Confounding. Anyone who wears it will forget all the languages they know, including their own native language. Which is bad because it looks like a wizard hat. The Canteen of Dryness. Another very simple item. Any fluid poured into it is gone when it's opened again. Period. So it's just completely empty at all times. The Dress of the Hag. You must be very careful with this because it's derailed the whole game level powerful. Basically, the Dress of the Hag turns any female that puts it on into a hag. And if some male would dare to put it on, they burst into spontaneous combustion and they're pretty much dead afterward. Usually anyway, the lucky ones are dead afterward. It's not just a hag in the sense of an old woman, it's a hag in the sense of the monstrous manual, monstrous hag. And it is not a permanent change. If she gets uncursed, the dress will fall apart and she'll be her normal appearance again and no longer a hag. She'll revert to whatever her normal race is. The Mask of the Boar. Anyone who wears it can't take it off and will slowly turn into a large boar. Pig. Hog. Some serious hoggly woggly vibes going on up in there. I'm looking at you, Piggly Wiggly. The Bow of Missing is a very ornate longbow, which, and again, all of these things are very ornate because the trick is they want you to pick them up. The Bow of Missing, however, you don't roll it when you use it to shoot. You just always miss, period. The Book of the Blank Page. This one's a trickster. Anything you write in it is gone, period. And not just gone from the book, you forget it. So, it will unupdate your journal, basically. Anything you write in it, period, you forget forever. not magically forever. You can remember it by experiencing it again, or seeing it again, or learning it again. But you forget it immediately, and then it disappears off the page. The Diamond of Worthlessness. Probably one of the most dangerous cursed items in the game. It appears to be a diamond of extreme value, but it's actually completely worthless, and it gets even worse. It attracts thieves magically, steadily. The diamond of worthlessness is approximately the size of a human fist. The armor of difficulty, which I mentioned earlier in another previous video. Basically, it's really strong. It's armor class, which we'll get to that stuff a little later. That's kind of system specific. Your book should cover that. Its armor class is -2, which is really strong. But anytime you try to run, your legs feel like they have a ball and chain tied to them, and it's just really hard to move at all. And anytime you swing, it will, the swing becomes so heavy it's uncontrollable. However, this uncontrollably heavy swing does increase the damage of your roll, if you successfully hit still. Or if you're swinging against something so large it can't dodge, like you're swinging against the dragon's leg or something like that. And the Sword of Rubber. The Sword of Rubber becomes rubbery anytime you try to engage in combat with it. If you successfully somehow roll a natural crit with it, it has so much rubberiness that it bounces you away like Goofy in a cartoon. That's just... That one's kind of silly, I admit it. All of these items were created by me. You won't find them in any book. And these are not cursed, but they're just highly dangerous, and an example of what highly dangerous items are like in the game. The Ghoul's Hand mushroom gets its name because it's a disgusting mushroom that looks like a ghoul's hand reaching up out of the ground. It's dangerous because if it's not harvested correctly, it casts Cloud Kill, a deadly spell with no warning. The Amulet of Utter Destruction is another fabulously destructive item, as you might guess. The Amulet of Utter Destruction blows up like a Hiroshima bomb if its inscription is read out loud. However, if the Amulet of Utter Destruction is used to destroy a great evil, the gods don't consider it suicide. The Lich's Breath is another fungus that's rare. It looks kind of like a... it looks kind of... it's portions of it are white, but most of it's black. It looks kind of like Spanish moss. But the reason they call it Lich's Breath is because it's covered with a very slightly visible dust that glitters very slightly. That looks like someone's breathing through it when wind blows through it. This slightly visible dust is actually a very key component in Poison of Lichdom, which a Lich is an undead spellcaster who drank a magic potion to turn into an undead spellcaster. They were someone who was alive and then drank a magic potion to turn into an undead spellcaster. Poison of Lichdom is how you do that. So, Lich's Breath is really pretty rare and pretty valuable, but it's a highly controlled substance. You can be arrested or even just killed outright for being found in possession of it, because you'll be accused of trying to become a Lich. And one of the most powerful items in the whole game, period, the Staff of 7 Omens. The user can send any one of 7 different types of omens, which people all over the world will be aware of. The staff is otherwise just a normal magic staff. It shoots magic missile when it's used in combat. But these omens are visible to people all over the world, and they pertain to your specific future. So this is like rewrite the whole game to be about you type shit. All of these things, absolutely all of them, must be handled with care, carefully, and cursed items, and are just... Even a dragon's horde will probably have a few, but even if you search a huge dragon horde like Smog's horde, you won't find more than 1 or 2 truly cursed items. And with that, we're off to the next topic.